An advisory to lead into this episode. Konosuba is what I would call a mature show. Not in its jokes or themes or characters, because those are all immature as fuck. But its content is for an audience over the age of 18, because it has a lot of sexual jokes, sexual innuendo, and it's not for kids. So it's a warning off the top here. I've talked about a few isekai anime on my channel before, and usually the ones that grab me the most are the ones trying to be something different, that have their own spin on the genre that isn't just, they have a smartphone, or their mom is here and really hot and this story is gonna get really uncomfortable about that. It's gotta do something that tells me that the writers aren't just going with what genre is popular. Konosuba sticks out from other isekai by being just absolutely ridiculous. This is a pure comedy anime, and one of the funniest I've seen in a long time. It takes our hero, Kazuma, a textbook isekai hero who is a complete shut-in, hardly doing anything besides playing video games. Then one day he plays a Yusuke. Oh, you're not familiar with a Yusuke? That's from Yusuke Urameshi, or a person who has a bad rap but a good heart who sees a person about to get hit by a moving object and decides, I'm gonna push them out of the way and get hit by it myself. That's a Yusuke Urameshi. Now Kazuma does this as he sees a young woman about to be hit by a speeding truck. After he dies though, he's met by the goddess Aqua, who informs him that all he did was jump in front of a slow-moving tractor. It didn't even hit him. You see, Kazuma is very, very much dead, but he didn't die by being hit by this tractor. He died from shock before the tractor could even do anything. Aqua then informs our pathetic hero that he has an option to either reincarnate back as a child on Earth or go to heaven, which is apparently super boring because there's no TV, there's no manga, there's no fucking. Alternatively though, he could retain his memories and travel to a fantasy world where he can fight monsters and try to defeat an evil devil king. Choosing to travel to this fantasy world, he's given the option to take one thing, like a magical power or a strong weapon. Instead, after getting very annoyed with Aqua because he's mocking the way he died and the fact that he's being such a baby about it, which is fair. I mean, he did die in an incredibly embarrassing way. It is pretty funny. She also keeps calling him a gamer geek, and Kazuma decides that, he's gonna take Aqua with him, which was totally okay as per the rules, but not okay at all with Aqua herself. If Kazuma does defeat the Devil King, then Aqua can go home and Kazuma gets one magical wish from the gods. Which again, totally not okay with Aqua, but you know what, too bad. We're here. When they do finally make it to the fantasy world, they realize that life's gonna be a bit more complicated than normal, as Kazuma's only skill of note is being semi-intelligent and super lucky, which are really poor qualities for an adventurer because his strength and endurance and every other quality that you need is just about average. Aqua, on the other hand, is lacking completely in intelligence and has pretty awful luck, but because she's a goddess, is so over-leveled in every other area that she becomes a high-class healing priest. They also are flat broke and have no equipment or ability to fight to get money. So instead of taking on dungeons or doing quests, they decide to do manual labor. And they get into a routine of working all day, drinking all night, and start living in a stable. Now a bit about our heroes. Kazuma himself is a cynical, blunt, whiny brat who doesn't fit the anime hero role one single bit. When good fortune and riches do fall upon him, he becomes lazy and corrupted by his own power. When things go wrong, he gets overly depressed and just completely shuts down. While Aqua is an obnoxious goddess with little actual fighting power, who by her own admission is effectively useless, and only uses her skill points that she does gain from leveling up to get magical powers that are just party tricks. Eventually they start forming a party, adding the powerful arch-wizard Megaman, who specializes in explosion magic, as well as the durable Crusader-class warrior Darkness. The problem is that Megaman can only use her magic powers once a day since explosions take up so much energy, and she refuses to learn or use any other spells. While Darkness is a complete crazy masochist who can't hit a single goddamn thing. Together they form a team of 4 outcasts who go on difficult missions like fighting a couple of big toads, catching snow fairies, defending the village from an onslaught of flying cabbage. They are a collection of ridiculous fools whose ability to fail upwards steadily improves them, but not by much. It's this collection of misfits that really drives the humor of the show, having on paper a pretty powerful team stat-wise. Mega Man, Darkness, and Aqua all have high classes. But when you take into account each of their quirks, it's a miracle they can get out of bed in the morning. But the group's utter hopelessness is, again, what gives them their charm, and it's what drives, as I've said, most of the comedy here. Mega Man collapses after firing one blast. Darkness gets super excited about being attacked as it creeps out anyone they're fighting.
You fiend. You have chained this diabolical death curse to me, and the only way to remove it is to submit to your whims. You wish to defile me, don't you?
What?
Then there's Aqua, gloating about how powerful she is while being completely and utterly useless. And then there's Kazuma, running around trying to manage his hot mess of a party. At 20 episodes with 2 OVAs, it's really an easy series to binge watch, and while I know a lot of people are very anti-dub because being catty and purist online is what all anime fans do with their time, I highly recommend the dub for season 1 because I found it absolutely hilarious. Season 2 currently doesn't have a dub, though the sub version is available there for you, and the dub is currently in production for that season. The sub version is, again, very good, but the fun some of the voice actors are having just adds to the comedy, and the English version I think is just really worth a check out. I will also say I'm just of the opinion that dubbed comedy animes, specifically comedy, just tends to work a lot better, as the voice, inflections, and visual gags are much easier to digest and enjoy when you don't have to read at the same time. Again, this is a personal opinion, and I know a lot of other people don't feel this way, but reading while watching fast dialogues and jokes just throws the timing off for me, and I can't really enjoy the comedy as much. There are rare exceptions to this, like the voice work of Mayuri Miyano in Zombieland Saga. But overall, I do feel the dub is the best place to start, and if that doesn't work for you, then the sub is always going to be there for you, so go ahead and give it a shot. Animation-wise, it's really solid, with some really great effect animation in there. Plus, it's doing exactly what it needs to do, which is to punctuate the comedy and really sell these jokes. It does that on every single level. Plus, the character designs here really stick out. My personal favorite's Mega Man's design as a weird, kind of patchwork-looking witch with an eye patch that she admits is just for show. For comparison, I would say Konosuba's a lot like The Devil is a Part-Timer, which is another anime I did a video on. It's actually super similar in the way that it's kind of the exact opposite. See, Devil's a Part-Timer is a reverse isekai that has the Lord Satan from a fantasy world forced to travel to our world and become a cashier at a knockoff McDonald's. Then the hero of that world, sworn to slay the Dark Lord Satan, comes here to finish him off. But, you know, he just seems like he's really chill working at McDonald's. This is a really funny anime, and if you want to know more about that, check out my video on it there, or in the description, or look at my channel, I don't know. And if you want more Konosuba content, you can always watch Isekai Quartet, which is a short chibi series where characters from the Isekai Overlord, Tanya the Evil, ReZero, another anime that I've actually done another video on, you can see that also on the channel in the description or whatever. And of course, there's Konosuba. They're all transported to a boring conventional high school and forced to go to school together. If you've seen the other 3 anime, it'll work best for you, but I don't think it's super necessary to have seen all of them. I feel like you can pick up a lot of each character based on context clues and in-episode explanations. Konosuba is an isekai anime that just turns the whole genre into a complete and utter farce. It's silly, it's crude, it's ridiculous, and so stupid. But goddamn, did it ever make me laugh. Without a doubt, I would say Konosuba is absolutely an anime you should watch.